off Asaki and Cusson. I would think tonight now that they will, and I just had the feeling, there's no doubt about it, Pat Horgan will be coming in during the game through it. And like, as you say, if Kieran Murphy gets centre forward, like, he hasn't been setting the word light either on his captain, but he's very good to lay off ball, he's very good at passing it. And I still think if...
But you're right. I mean, I think just with the big men, right? I mean, if I was at full forward with Asaki, I'd love to see him stay in that position at the edge of the square. We're talking about the second match with Joe Canning, and we're talking about guys, the big target man, stay at the edge of the square and play off him. Let your corner forwards come around to the breaking ball and play off him.
Hasn't that been the problem, though? Nobody's playing off the big men. They're getting the ball, but the big men are still trying to play the ball rather than to lay it off the ball. As a matter of fact, they did it way better than the league. But they laid off the ball away better than the league than they've done in the championship.
Yeah, but it only takes a bit of fine tuning, because you would find, say, in the championship, when Asaki caught the ball, full backs were getting cute, they were laying off and just mark them. They weren't diving.
They want to do it today now, sir. They want to do it today. Today's the last chance.
There's no point to having Asaki going to corner flags to pick up possession. No. He can't be guys outside and trying to go for goal. Okay,
OK, we're taking another short break here on the programme. When we come back, we'll have news of how the teams line up against each other here at Croke Park in our opening quarter-final. Hello again, it's Cork versus Antrim coming up shortly here at Croke Park, bidding for a place in this year's All-Ireland hurling semi-finals. Well, let's take you through the team lineouts ahead of this game. Here's Marty Morrissey and Pete Finnerty.
Thank you very much, Michael. It's Cork's 5th match in the championship, and just 8 days after losing the Munster final replay to Waterford. Is it too big an ask, or will they be re-energised knowing Kilkenny await in the All-Ireland semi-final? This is the Cork team with clearly 2 changes to the starting 15 from the side that played in Thurles. Definitely not changing is the goalkeeper Donald O'Cusick, whose form already makes him a contender for All-Star selection. With Shane O'Neill out through injury, it's Shane Murphy's chance to establish himself on the team. He'll get plenty of help and advice from Owen Cadigan and Brian Murphy. Ronan Curran is fit enough to start despite picking up an injury in the Munster final replay. The same can't be said of Sean O'Halpine, who is still out with a hamstring problem, so Ray Ryan is named at 7. The centre-field partnership of Tom Kenny and Cathal Naughton has worked splendidly. Between them, they've scored 8 points in their provincial campaign. This afternoon, Michael Cusson is named at centre-forward with Niall McCarthy back in his familiar position of left half-forward. Ben O'Connor at 10 has scored 2 goals and 18 points in 4 matches. Not bad for a 31-year-old. There's no place for Glen Rovers' Patrick Horgan, but there is for Paddy O'Sullivan. He joins Saki O'Halpine and team captain Kieran Fraggy Murphy in the full forward line. Pete Finnerty is with me. Your thoughts?
Well, I think defensively Cork are strong enough, and even though Shane Murphy is in and Ray Ryan, and be interesting to see how well they go. But in the Munster final, it was really up front that they didn't perform. And when you have a man that's 6'6" playing at full forward, you have to use him, and you have to play a ball down on top of him and let Kieran Murphy and O'Sullivan get the breaks off him. But in the Munster final on both days, they never did that really.
Well, the Antrim men are back in the All-Ireland quarter-final for the first time since 2004. It's a case of déjà vu for the Glensmen, as 6 years ago they also faced Cork at this stage, who gave them a bit of a roasting. This is the Antrim team. Chris O'Connell established himself as first-choice keeper during the league. He's 22 years of age and from Lochgiel. Kieran McGurty is a brilliant centre-forward with St. Gall's, but he's a tidy cornerback with Antrim. Cormac Donnelly's performance at full-back will be crucial. Sean Delargy will play left cornerback. Johnny Campbell missed the entire league campaign, but his presence at centre-back is crucial. Kieran Herron is a vastly experienced hurler, while 22-year-old Paul Shields is the team captain. Shane McNaughton, son of Sambo, is at centre field and was undoubtedly their best player during the league. His midfield partner is Carl Stewart, and he was the hero of the last day here in Croke Park against Dublin. He scored the winning point. Neil McManus is the leader of the attack, with Simon McCrory and Tomas McCann on the wings. The Ulstermen will have to really work hard here against a formidable Cork half-back line. The inside line for Antrim has huge potential. Liam Watson is a really good target man, while PJ O'Connell and Carl McKeegan have the skill and talent to notch up the scores.
Last weekend, Antrim defensively did very well, and they didn't concede any goal against Dublin. Again, they'll be looking for something similar in defence today. But when you're underdogs, you will create a certain amount of opportunities, and you have to be able to take those opportunities. That'll be the difference between the result at the end of the day for Antrim. And Neil McManus, at centre forward, has been doing this all year. He was brilliant against Offaly. He was good again last weekend, and he scored 117, and he is their top scorer. And they will be looking to him for the leadership, even though he's extremely young, and this is an extremely young team. But you need players like that to stand up on the day, Marty.
Well, having been in both dressing rooms, I can tell you the game plan from Antrim is simple. Keep the score down until half-time, perhaps be in front by a point, level, or just a few points behind. Let's see what happens. Michael.
And we're going to see what happens very shortly. Marty, in about 5 minutes' time, we'll have the throw-in of this match. And as you can probably see from your pictures, it's a nice, fine day, dry day, a little bit overcast here in Dublin, but a perfect day for sport and a perfect day for hurling. Gerlach Nan didn't concede any goals the last day, but there will be a fair bit of pressure, obviously, on that Antrim full-back line today. And Cormac Donnelly, their full-back. Yeah,
the strange thing about Antrim is like they have gone for a very defensive formation, because you're Kieran McGorty, who was a centre forward, and 2 years ago, Cormac Donnelly here, he played full forward against us, against Galway in the quarter final. Now, I was very, very impressed by his hurling. He's a good, strong man. Great ability, can hit left and right. He's not as nimble as fast as you would need from a full forward, but he's a good, strong, dependable player. So he's clashed with Hisaki today. Now, I don't know how good he's in the air. So, but his clash with Hisaki today will obviously be central to the team. But, you know, Antrim had a great minor team. Between 2006 2007, they had two great minor teams. A lot of these are playing here today. Very interesting to see how they'll combine with the older fellas. Cal McGeegan inside in the corner, he's been there forever. So, you know, hopefully they'll put up a good display. We don't expect them to win, but hopefully they'll put up a good display.
All right, let's see what happens then. Will Cork make this year's last four, or Antrim set to cause the shock of the season? That's the question. Time to hand back to the commentary box to hear from Marty Morrissey and Peter Finnerty.
Thank you very much, Michael. Welcome indeed to the first of the All-Ireland quarter-finals. It's the 8th championship meeting between Cork and Antrim. It started in 1904, it ended in 2004, and Antrim have never ever beaten Cork in the championship. Michael Wadding is the match official from Roanmore in County Waterford, and this indeed is his 6th All-Ireland quarter-final. There's a minute's silence here for Jimmy Fennell from Ardoyne Kickham's and County Antrim. So the scene is set for this